Some common signs of a faulty ignition coil include difficulty starting the engine, reduced engine power and acceleration, engine misfires or hesitation while accelerating, reduced fuel efficiency, rough idling, check engine light illumination, unusual engine noises, increased emissions, backfiring from the engine. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, it's important to have your vehicle inspected by a professional to determine the cause of the problem. A malfunctioning ignition coil can cause serious damage to the engine if left unrepaired. An ignition coil is an electrical component in a vehicle's ignition system. Its primary function is to convert the low voltage from the car's battery into the high voltage needed to create the spark that ignites the fuel in the engine's combustion chamber. It works by using a transformer to step up the voltage from the battery to the thousands of volts needed to create the spark. The ignition coil also serves as a pass-through for the electrical current that flows from the car's battery to the spark plugs, which ignite the fuel in the engine. The ignition coil is a crucial component in the engine's ignition system, and it works in conjunction with the spark plugs and other ignition system components to ensure efficient and reliable operation of the engine. There are many different error codes that can indicate a problem with an ignition coil. Some of the most common include P0300, random, multiple cylinder misfire detected. P0301, cylinder 1, misfire detected. P0302, cylinder 2, misfire detected. P0303, cylinder 3, misfire detected. P0304, cylinder 4, misfire detected. P0305, cylinder 5, misfire detected. P0306, cylinder 6, misfire detected. P0350, ignition coil circuit malfunction. P0351, ignition coil circuit range, performance. P0352, ignition coil circuit low. P0353, ignition coil circuit high. P0354, ignition coil circuit intermittent. P0355, ignition coil circuit malfunction. P0356, ignition coil circuit range, performance. P0357, ignition coil circuit low. P0358, ignition coil circuit high. P0359, ignition coil circuit intermittent. P0360, ignition coil circuit malfunction. P0361, ignition coil circuit range, performance. P0362, ignition coil circuit low. It's important to note that these codes can be caused by other problems besides ignition coil issues. A professional diagnose is needed to confirm the root cause and provide proper repair. A bad ignition coil can be repaired, but in most cases, it is recommended to replace the faulty ignition coil instead. The reason for this is that an ignition coil can wear out over time or can be damaged by high voltage or heat. Once the insulation on the coil begins to break down or the coil becomes damaged, it can't be repaired. A new ignition coil is required to ensure proper engine performance and safety. In some rare cases, a repair may be possible if the problem is caused by a loose connection or a problem with the wiring, but in most cases, it is best to simply replace the ignition coil. It is always recommended to have a professional mechanic diagnose and repair any issues related to the ignition system to ensure the proper operation and safety of the vehicle. There are several factors that can cause damage to an ignition coil, including excessive heat or vibration. High temperatures and vibration can cause the insulation on the ignition coil to break down over time, leading to internal damage and failure. Overheating. Overheating can cause the coil's internal components to expand, warp, or even melt, leading to damage and failure. Voltage spikes. High voltage spikes can damage the ignition coil's internal components, leading to failure. Contamination. Dust, dirt, or moisture can contaminate the ignition coil and cause it to malfunction. Oil leaks. Oil leaks can seep into the ignition coil, causing damage to its internal components. Wiring issues. Damaged or corroded wiring can cause a short circuit or an open circuit in the ignition coil, leading to damage or failure. Age and wear. Over time, an ignition coil can wear out and become less efficient, leading to damage and failure. It's important to regularly maintain your vehicle and address any issues as soon as they arise to prevent damage to the ignition coil and other components. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment and subscribe for the latest updates and to never miss a video.